What up, y'all? I'm just cranking these videos out, so if it looks like I'm wearing the same shirt in all these videos, it's because I am, because it's the same fucking day. Calm your ass down. Anyways, my problem with ADOS Twitter, or ADOS, whatever, however you pronounce it, I've never even heard anybody pronounce it, honestly. For those who don't know what ADOS or ADOS stands for, it's African Descendants of Slavery. So what this group is talking about, is basically black folks here in America. And they are big proponents in us getting reparations and us getting fair treatment and a lot of the shit that a lot of black rights and all this other stuff, their big thing is reparations though. But a lot of the rights that a lot of the things like groups like Black Lives Matter and all these other civil rights groups and movements as it pertains to black people. ADOS has that in common with them, but then they have a lot of things that isn't in common with those other movements. For instance, Black Lives Matter is a movement that tend to focus on, or when it first started, it was started by queer black folks, and they wanted to use situations like the Trayvon Martin situation, Eric Garner, and all that other stuff to bring attention. But ultimately, what they wanted was to shine more light on black queer folks. ADOS folks, from the ones I've seen, they're homophobic, transphobic. They don't mess with that queer stuff. Basically, they don't mess with the LGBTQIA community. That's from what I've seen. Again, if you're from that, feel free to comment, but don't be one of the weirdos that I am going to talk about in this video. So they don't slide with that. They also, again, like I said, they're really big on this stressor of reparations. Here in America, reparations for African Americans only. That's another thing. African Americans only. Not people who are from like Haiti or any country in Africa or from the West Indies or even black folks in London or whatever. Not anybody who is migrated to the United States who happens to be black, but African Americans only. Me, maybe you, all of the black folks that was born here in the United States. They are caping for the reparations of us, not all black folks. And a lot of what they stand for, once again, is for African Americans only, not necessarily black folks, all black folks. Let me put it that way. All right? Whether you're straight or not. If you happen to be straight but was born outside of the US, they still don't mess with you because their thing is African American, straight African Americans, straight cisgendered African Americans only. That's their thing. So, my thoughts on the movement, ADOS and stuff, or ADOS, I think that there are some good qualities to what they're arguing. I do like a lot of their arguments. Now, the exclusionary stuff, I can't get with it. That's not what I agree with. I don't agree with the exclusionary stuff. I understand some of their arguments as to why, when they want to exclude others from other countries, I can understand that. I don't understand why they're so exclusionary of the LGBTQIA community. Like, America doesn't have a black community that is a part of the LGBTQIA community, and these black folks were not born here. But that, again, all the rules and stipulations from what I've seen, unless the people I've seen were bad representations of the ADOS movement, ADOS movement, whatever. Again, that's from what I've seen, and I'm not with the exclusionary of everybody black, let me put it that way. I'm not with the exclusionary of that, period. And I think that's a big part of why a lot of people don't like them. A lot of people don't mess with them. Even the quote-unquote hoteps. You know what I'm saying? Some of the hoteps don't even mess with the ADOS folks because these folks can be very toxic on Twitter. I talked about I sent a few tweets about them the other day. Because from what I saw, what they did was, well, one of them did was get on this black woman because this woman turned 25 years old, and this is a heavier set woman, or a BBW for my porn lovers out there. But nah, this is a bigger woman, right? And instead of just looking at this woman's post, because she did, y'all remember the Lizzo album cover, right? Where Lizzo's like naked and she got the hair just covering the body and shit, right? So this woman recreated that, you know what I'm saying? And she kind of looked like Lizzo, to be honest with you. But, she recreated that moment as her celebration of her 25th birthday. This one woman, who shall remain unnameless, got on this woman and started attacking that woman and saying how unhealthy she is, and how black folks are the only folks who celebrate this type of behavior and stuff, and celebrate this degeneracy, being fat people and shit like that. So, I mean, it's just, you don't got to like the lady's picture. You ain't got to like the lady's look. I'm not arguing for people to. I'm into the BB dubs, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna argue that everybody else got to be into that, you know. I'm all about to each his own, but I think it's whack when anybody, for that matter, whether you're ADOS or not, if you're gonna continuously bash somebody that you don't like, or bash something you don't like, if you don't vibe with it, cool, move the hell on. All that woman had to do was continue scrolling if she didn't like seeing that woman, that heavier set woman. If she even followed that woman. If you don't like heavy set people, why are you following them in the first place? And two, it was that woman's birthday, yo. Like, come on, you gonna do that on someone's birthday because you don't like their weight, you don't like the way they celebrated it? It's like weirdo shit like that really pisses me off. And it pisses me off when people on Twitter in general do that. So whether you're of the ADOS movement or any other movement on Twitter or on social media in general, I'm still gonna find that shit corny if I find it corny. Because that shit is unacceptable for you to do to another human being. You know what I'm saying? And that was part of my rant. It's like a lot of y'all in the ADOS movement, y'all act in the same ways of the very people that you are claiming to be against. You know, the bed wenches and the divestors is what they call them. You know, divest Twitter and stuff, right? You act in the same way. You don't show your face in a profile picture, but you talk hella shit about people's looks. You talk hella shit to people, period. You don't have your face, once again. You don't, and most of them don't even have their location. I'm not saying have your location on. I mean, the ones that I see don't even have a fucking state to where they're at. So you don't even know if these people are real, bots, or whatever. They will speak to you like they're real. One of them jumped in my DMs at one point. I didn't know if it was a woman or a man, so I didn't want to make any type of, play. But they jumped in my DMs. They thought it was going down in the DMs. Nope. They didn't have a location. Again, their profile picture wasn't them. All they did was talk hella shit about the LGBTQIA community. It just it makes no sense to me that you care. So you claim that you don't have love for a bunch of people, or you don't care about their lifestyle, but you seem to find the time of day on Twitter to get on and to bash them any chance you get, which happens to be multiple times a day, all day, every day. I don't know what these people are doing with their damn life. You know? So it's like the same very toxic acts that you all despise when the other communities do, because they're guilty of it too. Not having a profile picture, or having a profile picture of some painting of a black woman, or some painting of something else, right? Talking shit about someone's looks and talking shit about someone in general. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how y'all was raised, but my thing is this. Yes, I grew up in the 90s, early 90s and shit. I am a millennial. But I still have the mindset of, if you're going to talk all this hella shit, you're going to have to pull up. You're going to have to see me. I'm going to have to see you. And we're going to have to meet in person. And all that shit you're talking, I hope you say that to that person's face when you pull up to them. If you pull up to them. And last point I wanted to make. You see the thumbnail is Yvette Carnell. Hopefully, is that Yvette Carnell? I believe that is Yvette Carnell. She is somebody who I used to follow when her and Boyce Watkins was, I don't know if they cool now, but you know, he used to, when I followed Boyce Watkins back in the day, he used to have her on all the time, and they used to have discussions and stuff. She seemed like a pretty bright woman. And that's the thing about the ADOS community, is a lot of them seem pretty bright, but they're fucking weirdos as well. Yvette aside, because I don't know much about her now, so I can't judge if she's a weirdo or not. But Yvette aside, a lot of them seem like very intelligent people when you discuss certain things with them. They've taught me some things. I've learned things from ADOS Twitter. I ain't gonna front. I've learned some things from ADOS Twitter. But they are very weird individuals. And a weirdo with a brain is still a fucking weirdo. And nobody likes a weirdo. Not a bad weirdo. You know, when I'm talking, there's a difference between good and bad weirdos. But this is clearly the bad weirdo. The toxic weirdo. Nobody likes that. So, with that being said, Yvette Carnell. So, I don't know about her sexuality. I might be doing something wrong in assuming that she's a lesbian. But the simple fact that I see a bunch of ADOS folks praise this woman, and she is a lesbian, or might be a lesbian, did y'all look at her and say she's one of the good ones? Because all y'all do is talk shit about lesbians, gays, trans, queers, bisexuals. Well, bisexuals aren't real to y'all. They're just gay men or lesbian women. But all y'all do is talk about them, and you have one as your spokeswoman, possibly as your spokeswoman. Because I think I heard somewhere a long time ago the hearing that she was a lesbian, which is no problem to me. Still an intelligent woman from what I remember. Once again, I stopped following her and Boyce and all that stuff and all those other people. Honestly, you know, I don't know why I stopped following. Oh, I know why I stopped following a lot of them. I won't get into it in this video. It's already been long enough. But you possibly have someone of the LGBTQIA community as your spokeswoman, right? Why can you not look at all the other LGBTQIA people and say, you know what, these are people too who deserve to be loved. And there's a lot of smart, intelligent ones, and you would know that had you actually went on and actually tried to listen to them speak, especially the black ones. Shout out to James Baldwin. But that's my thoughts on them. I got that off my chest. Y'all let me know if you are a part of the ADOS movement, whether it be on Twitter or whatever. Please don't be toxic, and please let me know in the comment section below what about it. If you want to teach me more things, cool. What about it attracts you? What you want? What messages you want to put out there? Because I think that should be the focal point. Alright? If you've dealt with toxic members of the movement, whether you're of the movement or not, let me know. Let's have a conversation in the comment section below. Until next time, until next video, you hear from me when you hear from me. Peace out.